Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. It is a delightful video that I've got in store for you, because if you follow the channel quite regularly, you will know that I got that amazing Archangel from an intense arena grind. I don't really recommend it myself. Like, an entire weekend was just spent just grinding out Archangel. Yes, I've had more 5-star champions. Yes, I've had more units, and yes, I've had more 4 stars at rank 5. I'm sure I would have been able to do it a lot more easily, but 12 million... a loss of a weekend and little content made, as well as little life, is pretty demoralizing. But at the end of the day, I really wanted this champion, I needed this champion, and I wasn't disappointed when I got him. Now what I'm going to do in this video is a little bit different and kind of going back to the old style, old school RichTheMan, when I used to do a little bit of backstory about these characters and then do some kind of details on the actual champion themselves, talk about their signature ability, talk about their attributes, talk about how they and why they are so effective. So let's do that. First of all, let's give you a little bit of backstory into Archangel. So whilst a member of X Factor, Angel's wings were amputated, and he was obviously very depressed about that. He was saved from a murder attempt by Apocalypse, who grafted onto him techno-organic wings, which could fly higher, faster, and were razor sharp, with feathers that were thrown as blades with a neurotoxin, and could even fold into a barely visible bundle on his back for concealing. After returning to X Factor, Warren battled between his killer instincts instilled by Apocalypse and his moral values, discovering the techno-organic wings could take another form, allowing him to change appearance of Angel. After returning to X Factor, Warren battled between his killer instincts instilled by Apocalypse and his moral values, discovering the techno-organic wings could take another form, allowing him to change between Angel and Archangel at will. Warren continued to battle his own dark side, the Archangel persona, while a member of X-Men and secretly X-Force, but eventually was overtaken by evil inside of him. Warren's teammates of X-Force battled him, and he was eventually stabbed by the Celestial Seed and his memory lost, along with his blue skin. Warren has now been enrolled as a student in the Jean Grey School of Higher Learning. So now you've learned a little bit about the backstory of this particular character, and it ain't all doom and gloom, because he kicks ass while he's in the game. Neurotoxins being the main thing, obviously we heard about that in the backstory, and also neurotoxins as well as poisons and bleeds. All three of those go hand in hand, because you need poison and you need bleed in order to make a neurotoxin. Neurotoxins are so cool, as well as incredible like damage dealers. The fact that you can reduce ability accuracy and block or regeneration is pretty incredible, and is one champion that players do go to in order to kind of stop that intense regenerations, or kind of regenerations in general. So your likes of your like Deadpools, your the Limbo from Magic, and the list is endless with regards to stopping those regenerations, Scarlet Witch, yada yada yada. There's loads. One thing that I really like is the fact that when neurotoxins do expire, we do get that stun for 1.5 seconds. Yeah, it's not that long, but at the same time, you don't need long to put in an attack to the enemy and also keep that damage up, which obviously can then, you know, there's good luck with regards to reapplying bleeds and poisons, which then obviously build to neurotoxins. It's kind of like this great circle of punishment and pain, which is just delightful. And obviously the more crits you do, the better chance you're going to be applying a bleed, which is nice. Also, you can play about with a heavy attack. I didn't in my gameplay, but it's something that you could do with regards to applying bleeds to the enemy. But do look at the stipulations below about the only first bleed effect triggered by this attack will consume a poison effect. So, you know, just look out for that. It depends on how you're going to play this champion. There's so many passive abilities on this champion that make him, yeah, so cool. Because, like, the idea of tenacity, like when you've got Agent Venom in particular, and he's got tenacity, it means that if you put on like a detrimental effect, it's going to be shrugged off. But there's a reduced chance that that will trigger. So that's like, that's so cool. So the time has come. I'm going to be taking on Winter Soldier, and hopefully I'm going to be smacking him down to Chinatown in a little amount of time. Hopefully, like, there's a good amount of combos as well. I'm going to see loads of neurotoxins, loads of poisons, loads of bleeds, and it's going to be a complete detrimental effect fiesta.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes. I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. I see the fear inside your eyes. I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning.
So there we have it, guys, all done when it comes to Archangel and battling Winter Soldier. My kind of strategies with it was kind of like building up to the L3, applying it in on the stun. I could have done something where I did a kind of perma stun. One of my favorite synergies is Hulk and Black Widow, and kind of utilize that stun after every special. However, though, I felt that the positive effects from the synergy with Mutant Synergy was just a little bit more favorable for stuff that we were kind of playing about with. Yeah, I could do ability accuracy. There's so many things, so many combinations of synergies that one could do in order to get a better performance. I don't know, just found it great with regards to the Mutant Synergy, but that's my own opinion. The next thing is that the strategy was getting them up to L3, applying it in. Yes, some people will say no, you should do it another way. I think it's each to your own really on how you want to play it. I'm all about keeping enemy champions stunned. That's not always the main case because you will find stun immunity in some cases, but the main factor is bleeds and poisons were there. The neurotoxins were just sweet as, and yeah, it was all good. I like dealing with 100% on stuff, so 100% stun off the L3 was great because then I was then able to get in and just start reapplying damage without any need or worry that I'm going to be hurt in any kind of way. The poison and the bleed are 100% as well, so that's pretty cool, and at the same time we're building up those neurotoxins. And yeah, there's good chance in that time frame that I was able to apply more neurotoxin, which is probably the reason that the enemy champion died as quickly as he did. I'm currently using Suicide Mastery, so it's probably the reason that you know, things aren't kind of great with regards to my health, because it was in case recoil was taking away health, which is a bit disappointing to see. I would like to kind of keep my health as much as possible because that is important for fights, not to say as easy as Winter Soldier. Archangel's attributes are good. Obviously the critical rating is kept at that level based on the fact that as soon as you get a crit, you obviously get something to do with bleed with regards to inbuilt with the abilities of the champion. So obviously they're not going to make that as high as possible because you'll be just doing it so much more damage. The critical damage rating is good at 180. I've seen stronger, and then armor rating is 12%. It's average, but at the same time block proficiency 64%, which is pretty cool. I like that. I suppose that's the kind of steel wings aspect. Archangel as a champion is going to be used within my roster for offensive stuff like attacking stuff, and this was a justified grind. I'm happy with the fact that I grinded out for this. Yeah, okay, the loss of time, but at the same time I've now got a champion that I'm going to use in my offensive and attacking gameplay and stuff that I'm going to use in the future. So I'm pretty happy with my decision based on this and what I've seen today in recording this video. So there we have it, Archangel. Obviously, a lot of people will differ with their thoughts on how they play the champion, and obviously put them in the comment sections below because it may help someone else out. And the next thing is, thank you very much for watching this video. I've been RichTheMan. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.